Hi there, welcome to my this video. My name is Paul from Paul James Counselling, and today I just want to talk about anger and what we do with anger within a relationship. There's many different ways of showing anger. Some people are more outwardly vocal with their anger and can be quite outwardly rageful and can shout and maybe throw things, and someone else can be quite inward, can be very quiet. This is more the sort of passive aggressive rather than the aggressive style. And I think the person that's outwardly angry can be seen as the bad one. And, the person that's inwardly quite angry and quite insular and quite quiet can naturally be seen as, as the victim. Whereas actually both people are angry. Yeah, so there's anger, and normally anger is a go-to emotion. So certainly for me, if I'm feeling sad, hurt, upset, rejected, normally my go-to emotion is anger. So if we're feeling angry with our partners or there's anger coming out, a lot of the time, there's lots of other emotions underneath that as well. That's where sometimes the emotions wheel can be helpful to pinpoint. The emotions wheel is a color emotions wheel. It's online. I didn't make it, but I use it a lot with clients, and it can pinpoint stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling angry. What else am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling distant. I'm feeling rejected. Okay, there's more to this anger than just me being angry. Now, the different ways of showing anger, within reason are okay. It's who we are, right? However, if the person that is more vocal with that anger is then triggering the person that is more insular with that anger, we're going to go round in a loop. So the person is going to get triggered. They're going to withdraw. They're not going to say anything. They're going to start freezing. The person that's outwardly angry is then going to start feeling rejected, and hurt, like we've spoken about, and they're going to be more outwardly vocal with what they're saying. And the two will just feed each other and definitely not help each other. Sometimes it's seen as, like the dagger way of using anger and the poison way of using anger. The dagger way is the person that's outwardly angry, and the poison is the more sort of, quieter sort of anger. And this can be very much based in our family systems as well, and the way we were brought up. For some people, they might have been brought up with lots of confrontation, lots of shouting, lots of getting in people's face. Two things can happen there. Someone can actually think, right, I was so terrified of that I can't stand being around anger, or they will take on the same sort of roles and think, the only way I can get things done, the only way I can get your attention, the only thing that seems to work is when I get angry, which is similar to what happened in their family. Equally, someone that's more inward with their anger, their families could have been outwardly angry, and they might have decided that that's too terrifying to be around any anger. I'm just going to close off. Or they might have had been brought up in like a no talk rule where there was literally no anger expressed at all. Anger wasn't a good thing. It just wasn't expressed. So they're so surprised and shocked when their partner is outwardly angry that they just can't handle it. So it's okay to have differences. Yeah, it's okay to show anger, which we also know as feelings of hurt, frustration, sadness, rejection, which can come out as anger. It's okay. That's who we are. We're either the dagger, the outward angry, or we're the poison, the sort of inward expressing of the anger, and that's okay. Trouble is when we've got the differences. This is where I would invite you to think about how different are you? Ask your partner, how do you express your anger? Do you think you're an outward angry person or an inward? What's your experience of me? How do you experience, me when I'm angry? Bring awareness to your anger styles, if you like, how you do that. Bring awareness to how that triggers you within the relationship, and talk about that and be open to hearing, be curious to wonder what your partner is expressing, because what we're not saying in this instance is you're showing anger and it's wrong and therefore you need to change. What we're saying is when you do get angry, either outwardly or inwardly, this is what it brings up for me. This is why I react like I do. This is how I experience you. Come with curiosity, bring awareness to it. And then from bringing awareness to it, we can start to think about making some changes. Because instead of just being in the trigger of my partner's shouting at me and I'm feeling like I'm going into my child mode and it's reminding me of home, we can be aware of that now. Okay, my partner doesn't respond to outward anger like me. He or she, it actually has the opposite effect. They freeze or they just want to leave, or, I've got awareness around that now. So I'm going to try and tone it down. I'm going to try and make some tweaks. We're not going to change who we are. We're just going to, through awareness of our anger styles and how we portray anger, we're going to bring awareness to this and we're going to try and make some changes. Because I think within a relationship or just within life, anger can get a bad rap, but it is still a feeling. Anger is a feeling, it's an emotion. We're not saying, we need to stop feeling angry. It's just, we're looking at bringing awareness of how our anger triggers our partners. And then what little chance it gives us of feeling heard if we're going to act like that. So yeah, I just encourage you to bring awareness to each other's anger styles. Try and be aware of and listen to how it affects each other. Be open to that. Try not to feel criticized. This is where empathy can come in. Can I step into the shoes of my partner and wonder what it might feel like when I get angry? They're not saying that I'm wrong. Bring awareness. Try and bring some changes through that awareness. Yeah. And I'll leave that with you. Have a play around with that and see how it works. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thank you.